Okay, I was gone for a minute, but I'm back now. Sit the fuck back down. Seem like everybody nowadays, Hollywood. Oh, it's like that now? I'ma show you motherfuckers how to act now. I'ma show them how to act. I'ma show you. I'ma show him how to act. Okay, now picture little Bobby, just a younger run around with his man's hammer in his hand, feeling like a man. Run, motherfucker, run for the pole, get the gun, put it to your brain like goddamn. Everybody know you ain't about it. Everything you talk about, I know I can live without it. Red light, stop, green light, go. Everything ain't what it seem like, motherfucker, I know. Hold up, what you mean? Where you been? Bitch, I've been in. This is merely the beginning again. What you been living in? The box under the bridge, like Anthony Kiedis, looking for something to complete us and maybe lead us. Fucking elitist, hell of a long way from equalists, how they treat us. Body of a builder with the mind of a fetus. Turn on the television and see the vision they feed us, and I wish I could erase that. Face facts. Everybody people, everybody bleed, everybody needs some, everybody love, everybody know how it go. Everybody people, everybody bleed, everybody needs some, everybody love, everybody know. I've been knocking dough down like a Jehovah's Witness. God is my witness, I'm witness, but on the real I think I need another witness. If it was 17, black dad and white mama wouldn't change a thing. Light skinned motherfucker certified as a house nigga. Well, I be goddamn, go figure. In my blood is the slave and the master. It's like the devil playing space with the pastor. But he was born with the white privilege. Man, what the fuck is that? White people told me as a child, as a little boy playing with his toys, I should be ashamed to be black. And some black people look ashamed when I rap. Like my great granddaddy didn't take a whip to the back. Not accepted by the black or the white. I don't give a fuck, praise God, I can see the light. Everybody talk about race this, race that. I wish I could erase that, face facts. Everybody people, everybody bleed, everybody needs some, everybody love, everybody know how it go. Everybody people, everybody bleed, everybody needs some, everybody love, everybody know. Okay, I was gone for a minute, but I'm back now. Sit the fuck back down. Seem like everybody nowadays, Hollywood. Oh, it's like that now? I'ma show you motherfuckers how to act now. I'ma show them how to act. I'ma show you. I'ma show them how to act.
What's up, my duties? Today, I figured I'll just... So I've made the watch, finally. It took me a long time to do it because I was being lazy. But today I figured I would just do the whole texturing and lighting section of it. Client doesn't want a studio render, he wants like a more of a realistic environment. So I thought I'd stream from like 7:30 till, well now it's 7:45, but 7:30 till 8:30 or so. So for like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, just cleaning up the project and doing a bit of texturing and stuff. Nothing too hectic. Well, I've got a bit of time. As you can see, the project's a mess right now, so I'll need to clean up the whole thing and then put it in proper environment and then texture it and render it and stuff like that. What's up, my dudes? Yeah, the stream has started now. I need a nice profile shot like yours. Bricks. I like that black and white profile shot, it looks cool. Dun, 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 dun. So this is we're gonna try and imitate something like this. Obviously this watch is completely different and we've got a lot of stuff going on in here. But we can try and get a floor like this and get decent enough lighting. And see what we can do about the background later. But for now we're just gonna clean up this project and get it going. Just gonna start music in the background quick here. So we rewind. Dun, dun. A lot of people have been asking if I still do 3D stuff. I do. I haven't been posting much on it. I've been doing a lot of photography stuff, which I've been posting. But 3D stuff, it's mostly just been client work. I haven't done a personal project in so long, so I haven't really posted anything. Client work, it's just an effort. There's no point in me posting it because most of the time they don't want free advertising. So, so this is something we really need to fix. For this, we can keep a saved version of this. We'll call this base. And base save. Here we can combine it all into one. And then on this side, just get rid of this. Who we are we? I'm up all night to get done. I'm up all night to get done. Dun 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 dun. Up all night to get done. That's not right. And then here you can also see this points here for some reason, so I just need to optimize. Points should go. That's first problem fixed. A lot of things like these booleans and stuff, I guess we don't need to worry about now until like the end when the client says he's happy. Right now it can slow down the viewport, but I have a beef enough PC to not really worry about that for the time being. I might also cut holes here, but that will just be personal preference. Client don't think he even notice that there's not holes there. And if he doesn't notice, then normal people won't notice. But in the end, if I feel like it, I'll probably just cut holes there just for my own sake. Here you can see is a slight, I don't know what happened here, but I scaled this wrong somewhere. So I think I need to fix this as well. You can see it's like slanting. So this is after his client's already approved everything and says it's fine. Now I'm going to go and fix all the stuff that he's going to say is not fine later. You were shot with your phone? Oh, that's epic. It's funny, I do photography now and people still ask me what equipment I use, just like in the 3D space. Like, that's all that matters. Up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to get lucky. So, option A. I think what I'll do is I'll duplicate this, move it to side. Like that. Then here I can just go and get rid of these lines. I can even just delete this whole section here. Who's spamming me? Like so. Up all night to get done. So I think this whole section here is wrong. Yeah. Here is where it went wrong. So delete that. And extrude 0, 0, 0, 0, enter. Then we can get rid of this line here and make sure that this point is centered. Then we can bring this thing back in. like so. And then just trace the other object. We're up all night to get lucky. I'm gonna try playing music in the background for this stream and see how it works. It might annoy people, but I've also been asked to do it, so I'll try it this time.
My little brother was having a little trouble. I hope that he doesn't care that it's in this song. Koreatown lunch and talking about how to run things. He said Atlanta wanted something. Walker G's in your future got the streets locked down. Copycats making sure Tip keep that.
And then here we need lines there, lines there. Let me just delete the broken one. This is pretty much what I do all day when I'm doing client work. And this needs to be rotated like that, I think. Symmetrize. Then we can start naming things as well, so this can be like bass. This can be, I should call this like drum, I don't remember what he called it. Let me see. Bevel, I think, or bezel. Bezel. I'll call it rim. Oops. This will be rim here. And then here this can be outer rim, inside rim, and middle rim. That can go on top of the base. This is just another watch model, so someone else was hired to make this project before, but didn't do a good enough job. So I took over, and I basically just, instead of using their model, because their model was kind of wrong, I used it to trace. I got their project files and I just traced over it and made a better model, basically. So theirs looks very, very similar to mine. In some cases I just used their parts and like adjusted it. But I basically used their model as a reference and just traced over it with better topology and stuff like that. There's a lot of cases where, even if there's not a lot of geometry here, you won't really notice a visual difference, so it's fine just keeping these low res here. You can see the strap parts I just kept low res because you won't really see a visual difference. But in cases like this body part here, I did go and remake because I was wrong in some situations. So I'm just keeping that as like a reference there, so we'll call this watch reference. We can put that at the bottom of the project. This is what my projects usually look like when I've just started making them, because I'm not really worrying about renaming and stuff since I delete and add new objects all the time. So you'll see that you have no idea what's going on here. But these can be dials. So this can be our dials. And we'll add in a new null. This can be our face. So all the objects on the face of the watch can go in here. I don't know why that's off center. I don't know when that was moved. Yeah, that's weird. And this is also off center. There's some weird stuff happening here. Now that's fine all of a sudden. But yeah, this we can try fix. Let's turn this off and on. No. Left, middle, Okay, that was weird. But yeah, we were doing our dials, so this can be face, dials can go under the face. This is also off center. I think C4D is just a bit confused right now, so we'll let it do that for now. As you can see, I was lazy here as well. I should have gone and cut out a hole in the face, but I figured no one would really notice a difference unless you were really paying attention. So I just added this block on top. That's just me being purely lazy. If this was like a few months ago, I would have done this properly. So you can call this date block. This can be our date. I forgot it was a chat here, sorry. Oh, I know this copyrighted music. I don't make money off monetization that much, so I don't really mind playing music and having better quality stream. All my money off YouTube comes from Patreon, and that's like 100 times more than I make off YouTube, so it's fine having copyrighted music and having better videos that leads to people going to Patreon rather than trying to make a little bit off YouTube and having worse content. So this can also go under face. This will be McGregor, and this will be silver pearl. I'm not going to make all the different versions. There's like 3 different colors of this watch yet. First going to fix as much as possible, and then in the end I can just obviously just play with sliders and adjust colors and stuff. But for now I'm just going to try and fix everything that's wrong with it. So this would be the logo, and this will be the logo BG, which is this part here. That also goes on the face. Things are starting to get a bit more organized now, so this can go dials as well. Or let's call it dial. And then this is one of the crowns, crown middle. And this can be crown symmetry. In the end, I'll probably separate these into 2 separate objects, but for now I think I'll be adjusting things later. So I'll just keep it under symmetry object. And I think I'll create a new null for it as well. And call it crown. Which author is partial to render watch? Well, I don't know what that means. What are my 3 tips to modeling and thinking process? Modeling and thinking process, those are 2 different topics. Modeling is just like a part of the project, like a section of the project, and then the thinking process is like on the whole project itself, so I don't know how to answer that. And these I need a name as well. Kind of worried about... Okay, that's facing the right way, I think. So this null I want to face that way and not straight, so I'm going to put this under a group on its own and call this... What are these things called? Hands? Yeah. I'll call this mini hand. Mini hand 1. And here we can just go and throw these under there. So this can be mini hand 2. And take that. These 2. Now, I believe I also threw in a cylinder here, so I need to make sure that goes under there. Oh, something has gone wrong. Ah, I see. I need to be careful of that, so let's just undo this. When I grouped it, the null inherited the object's properties, so I need to just turn that off. Okay, so here we have our null. Then I need to take this out. And here I can go 1, 1, and then put it in like so. So this is mini hand 1. Now if I move anything, everything else under it should be fine. So I can take that out, then we'll do the same here. One, put it back under, and then take all of this. If I want to go super realistic in the end, I'll probably cut a hole in all of these sections here. Like here, cut a hole around there as well. Depends on how lazy I feel, to be honest. Those are probably details I'll only notice. I doubt you'd see a huge difference in the end. But if you have free time, you can always do that. I don't have a lot of free time these days, so I tend to just avoid doing that stuff if it's not going to make a huge difference. This will be mini hand 3, and I think this is mini hand 2. Then this will be main hands. So main hand. You can also see how lazy I'm getting these days. Instead of just beveling them, I just had a bevel deformer. Oh god. As a package that you must always stay attached with. That's fucked up, maybe I'm stuck, huh? And then don't need these nulls, don't need those. I think the rest is just nulls in here. So these can be our hands, all go under one null. Starting to get a bit more organized. This thing is really bugging me. Left, middle. I feel like I should separate this with the watches. Go ultra light. How do I calculate my work? Do I take money per hour, per day, or how much in price project? Okay, so I do all three. Hold on. I need toilet paper and my cousin keeps stealing it. Just 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Okay, to answer the money question, if it's this is a very tricky question. When I'm working with like an advertising agency, and it's like gonna be a project that's gonna be like a few days to weeks to like even a few days to like weeks, then I'll do hourly. And they all have their pros and cons. So if you do a fixed price, client knows how much he's going to pay, as well as he knows the price isn't going to change, and you both know how much you're both spending at the end of the day, and you'll both be happy. Negative side to that is if he decides to go and now decide to make changes, and you expect the project to last 2 days, and now it's lasting 4 days, and then it's 5 days, and now you're working, you're expected to do less work for the amount of money, and you're doing more work, and you feel like you're being cheated, and then it just goes shitstorm that way. Hourly benefits to you. Why are there no screws on this side? Sorry, I'm just getting distracted here quickly. I need to write that down, otherwise I'll forget. So there should be bolts on all sides here. Let's do that. And then just flip that, no? Flip it this way. I just want to do this quickly, otherwise I'll forget. And then I need to go here. Symmetry. Okay. Yeah, so I just explained fixed price. Hourly rate is good for you if you're doing like a weekly project, a project that will like last a few weeks, because then you'll know it's fine if the client can make his 1,000 changes. It's fine. The longer it takes, the more money you'll make. So it's okay for you, but at the same time, the client will be scared that he doesn't know. He might be expecting to pay like $500, and he ends up paying $1,500. It depends. If you're working for a small client, they tend to not like that, and they're scared. But if it's a big client, they'll pay as much as they have to. They just want a good end result and good product in the end. Day rates is like a mix between those two. For that, you can expect to work a certain amount of hours, like 8 hours in a day, and you'll both know that you're getting paid this certain amount a day. But then you can also end up working like 10, 12 hours. So you know you're getting a guaranteed payment, but it's also, what can I say? You might also work a little bit more than you expected to, but you're expecting to work a certain like minimum amount of hours. But yeah, so if it's like a long-term commercial thing, I'll do hourly rates because I know there'll be a lot of changes, and I usually try to work as fast as possible. And it's usually the clients that delay them. And so if I feel like the client's going to make a lot of changes and isn't sure what he's doing, stuff like that, then I'll do hourly rates. If it's something that I know I can do quickly, and I also know that the client is probably just a small dude, and I don't feel like it'll take too long, and I feel like he'll be happy with whatever I give him, basically, then I'll just do like a fixed price. That way we both know how much we're getting paid. We don't have to worry about counting hours or anything like that. I can do it in my own time, and I can just do the job and get paid in the end and make some money. Then day rate I generally do when it comes to like advertising agencies. They tend to like doing that. Because then you know you're working a certain amount of hours, they know you're working a certain amount of hours, and you're getting paid by the day. and generally for advertising agencies, that's the best. But it all depends on what you want to do. You can end up losing clients if you go hourly rate because they just don't know how much you're paying them. I mean, they're paying you, which I've lost clients in the past. It's fine if you have a lot of clients emailing you. I have people emailing me every day, so I don't mind losing clients charging hourly rates. But if you're not, I would go with like a fixed price. But then you also have to not pick a fixed price that you think is too low, and then you work more, you do more work than expected, and you start getting scared and you like get angry, and then the whole project just becomes a very bad vibe because you're expecting to do a certain amount of work, and then the client makes you do more work, and you're already getting paid less than you thought you were. It's just a mess. But a project like this, I just did fixed price because I knew I could do it in a day if I really wanted to. It's almost been like a week now, but that's just because I have so much else going on. And I know it's a fixed price. I can get paid whenever I want to finish the project. Clients knows the price isn't going to change. I'm pretty sure you'll be happy with whatever I give him, really. And that's why I went fixed. But if it was like a video or like a commercial, then I'll probably have gone with an hourly rate. Just because I feel like there'll be a lot of changes being made, and with an hourly rate, they'll want to make less changes, which is beneficial for you. If they want to make more changes, you're getting paid for the extra work you're doing, which is a good thing. But I could go on about that for a long time. And you also asked, how do I calculate my work? Usually I have like a spreadsheet which I've developed, where I basically count the hours that I work in a day. So I'll show you. What's a way I can show you without actually having client information on it? I'll show you one that I've actually used before, and I'll try and hide anything to do with the project on it. Okay, let's just push. Maybe I can screenshot it and then show you. Okay, so this is an example of like when you do a project that lasts like a few months. Let me just show you the bottom as well. That bottom's cut out here. New one. So if you're like hired for a few months and you're working on an hourly rate, this is what it looks like. Well, at least how my one looks like. So here, sorry, just 1 second. This one also has other information missing. I'll do 2 of them so you can see. So let me save this, and then I'll do another one, because this has something missing on it. There we go. So this is a more updated one. This one you can see was only 2 days, but I still used it. So this is an example if you're working, here you can see I was working for a few months for the same people. It's like an advertising agency. And then every day you just count the hours. So let's say you start at 10, I would go here starting at 10 o'clock. Then I would work. If I feel like I'm going to go cook food or something, then and let's say it's 11, then I'll just write down 10 to 11 o'clock. Then I'll go make food. Then I come back, I sit down, what's the time for? Then I'll start, work until like, and then when I decide I want to stop, then I'm like, okay, it's 7. Then at the end of the day, I'll just add up all the minutes in between. And then you have the minutes, and then I've set up a spreadsheet which converts that into hours, adds all the hours together, and then you have the total hours you've worked on the project, and then it also converts it into a currency so you can see how much you've made on the project so far. And that's an example. And here you can see this is like just a 2-day one. And then here you can see it's like a whole monthly one. Here you can see it's like Saturday, Sunday, public holiday. Here I was away for a whole week on holiday, and then here I had the week off because there wasn't that much work being done. And then it ended up being like a 50-hour project in the end. Hello, my dude. Math in car. Are you going to do a brace modeling too, please? Will be the setup being running? I probably won't. Subsurface scattering. Tell me about subsurface scattering. How did I start the photography journey? That's a long story. Hey, Gabzel. It's been a long time. You like my pictures on Instagram? Fine girls. Yeah, dude. Can I have some popcorn? Yeah, photography is a much better lifestyle than being a 3D artist, eh? Thank you. Huh? Yeah. I'll probably get annoyed if I'm eating popcorn the whole time, but who cares? So photography, I actually got a camera for YouTube. I figured it was a good investment to invest in camera. It would help my tutorials, make better quality content and stuff like that. I could just do a lot more. Then I ended up just starting taking photos for Instagram. I would make YouTube videos out of it, but I never post any of it. I was just playing around, having fun with it. Then I had this bright idea that I could pretend I'm a professional photographer. This is where marketing comes in. I can pretend I'm a professional photographer and start photo shooting models. And I know a guy that's actually done this before. He has zero photography knowledge. I'd say maybe 1%. I'll give him that. But he's so good at marketing himself and branding himself that he became one of the, quote, best photographers in Vegas just by marketing himself well. It's all about perceptions as well. He knows how to be perceived in a certain way. And he stays close by to me, so he sort of mentored me through the whole thing of becoming a, quote, professional photographer. And I thought it would be a fun side thing to do. You get to hang out with models all the time. And you also get to make money out of it and grow a brand, and there's so much more you can do with it as well. It's not just taking photos. I actually don't like photography. Well, I don't dislike it. I'm just not super excited to do photography. I'm 90% doing it for the girls and all the other purposes. 10% is just like photography interests. To be honest, it's just so much more fun telling them what to do, telling models what to do than drawing cubes on a Cinema 4D. So that's pretty much how I got into it. I don't know if I'll do it full-time for work, but I've already started hosting photography events where you like bring models and photographers and stuff and like have a party out of it, and I'll probably turn that into like a huge like exclusive party for Cape Town. And I feel like a lot of photographers in Cape Town have no idea what they're doing as well. It's just like the 3D industry. There's so much monopoly just for you to grab. No one has any idea what they're doing, that I feel like I could just rise to the top in a few months or so and then take over. I'm already starting to be seen as like one of the best, and my photography skills aren't that great, to be honest. It's okay. My photos are mostly good because of the camera equipment, not because I have any interest in composition or any of that stuff. And I'm mostly doing it now just because it's the most fun thing to do. I usually only do 3D projects when I need to raise money for something, or I just want to save money for the future or something like that. I'm not really that interested in doing 3D right now. And photography is just like a new thing for me to do and get good at, and that's why I do it so much. But the photography itself is like 10%. The marketing and all that other stuff is like the other 90%, which is kind of like the 3D industry as well. It doesn't matter how good you are, it doesn't mean you're going to make money. But that's another rant. So I was renaming these straps here. That strap, this has nothing in it, so I can delete that. This can be our screws. I can play the music again. That's rim, base. So this can be our body. I think I'll make a new node for that. Now I'm thirsty. It's gonna be can be side screws. When I move, I'm gonna start learning how to make smoothies. People were in C Point are doing a juice fast. That sounds interesting. They're just gonna drink juice for a week. It's gonna be our base. I feel like I should group these and these together. So hands. We can call these text and dials. Then that can go under face. Like so, and then this can be our, I don't know, time circles. Might as well call them something better, like cylinders. I'll just call them time cylinders, so I kind of understand what they are better. Cool. I don't think I need this anymore. I'll call this rim save. This is probably a save body. Yeah. Body save. Get rid of that. So that's our body save. So I can go get rid of these. And then this. What is this? This must be the version that was given to me. I can delete that. Then we can make a new null, call this watch. So all of this will go under the watch. I want to put this under a new layer. We'll call this save. Dun, 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 dun. Crown logo. What's this? I don't think this has any practical use. Back. I don't have any details and stuff because I don't think I'll be rendering this, but in the event that I do end up rendering the back face of this watch, I'll probably go and add in the details and model stuff like that. But right now I don't feel like I need to, so. It's when I used to go and make all the stuff anyways, because I was that committed. Back, and now we have a nice organized project. So let's go crown, base, strap, body, or body strap. Don't know what this dial core thing is. I think this is this stuff that was given to me. Don't need it. This is our scene lighting setup here. We've got, and then this also can go under scene lighting. I think this is a camera target and this is a light target, but I don't know if it's linked to anything. What's up, mate? Are you planning to do more RealFlow tutorials? I haven't used RealFlow in like 6 months. I don't know when I'll do my next tutorial because I'm planning, not planning, but I'm thinking about doing like a full tutorial series. And where I actually like put a lot of effort in all of them, do proper tutorials instead of just like, most of my tutorials are just freestyle. So if I do RealFlow tutorials, they'll be under that package. But for the time being, I don't know if I will. Why did I open this project? There was something I was meant to get. I was meant to check how the lights are linked, I think. I don't think they are linked to anything. This is probably camera link, and this is just there for nothing. So I don't think I need them. I can delete them. Light target. Yeah, I don't need it. Touch, down. Ba-dum. Boom, boom, bam, 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 bam. Symmetry. A lot of 3D artists practice photography as a hobby. You'll understand lighting. Yeah, there's definitely benefits to it. Like, you understand how exposure works, how aperture, shutter speed. ISO, I guess, isn't really a thing in 3D. You understand composition. There's a lot of stuff you can learn in photography. And that's actually a big reason why I got it, just to help my 3D skills as well. So it's definitely beneficial to learn how a camera works, because to navigate a 3D scene, you need a 3D camera. Especially if you're doing like a lot of commercials, which is what a lot of my work is. Learning how cameras work and trying to emulate real cameras is a big thing. Learning how real lights work and how to try and imitate that in 3D can help photorealism, stuff like that. Dun, 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 dun. But I feel like I'm going to shift more into the photography side of work. I feel like I'm going to be doing that in the future. More than 3D, just because I feel like you get paid more. It's a better lifestyle as well. My vision for it is like, yeah, I'm supposed to stop streaming now. That's my alarm for it. I'll go in like 10 minutes. I haven't done any texturing or anything like that yet. Vision for it is probably to like brand myself as like one of the best photographers in Cape Town / South Africa for like beach models and lingerie, stuff like that. And then make a living off that and then start traveling, doing photography and stuff like that. Plan is to go to Vegas to do photography as well and videography there. Expected to go there in June if it does work out, but that will like be the start of it. Then I'll also like build contacts and stuff in Vegas, and then have contacts in Cape Town as well. Who knows, I might go into videography later and start doing film. But we will see. So it should sit something like this. And I should keep a saved version. So let's go save incrementally. Just in case I want to have this old version here. I want to go and make a new project and then want old settings. So it'll be something like that. Then here we can get rid of the studio lighting because you want like a real looking scene. So we'll use an HDRI just to keep the lighting more realistic, and then we can always just use studio lights to help direct the lights in other areas later if we want. For now, I'll just add in a floor. We'll just do this for the thumbnail. Just do a quick one. So we'll add in some wood. Have you watched Fight Club, Lena? Okay, we're gonna watch that now. And I'm thirsty. Why'd you make me eat this popcorn?
You stole my popcorn. No questions, no statements. Popcorn. Okay, thanks, bye. Not even okay, thanks, bye. Thanks, bye.
I feel like I should use a different wood floor. Want to learn C4B? I want to learn C4D beginners to expert. Thank you so much for live. Live streaming takes no effort. I don't know why people thank me for doing this. I'm doing worse. Probably doing 20% what I could be doing. And I'm recording myself talk and do random stuff. Like what I'm doing now is basically just me daydreaming and expressing my thoughts. It's like a free counseling session. Don't laugh at me. But I basically do it because people like me doing it for some reason and it takes no effort. So, is that thing textured? Yes. You subscribed to my channel today. Oh, I appreciate it, bro. Nice.
You're welcome. You'll get that every day.
Got a funky hairstyle. You remind me of someone.
Sleep. My hair doesn't go to sleep. It's none of your business. Wait, funky good over here. Good, I planned. Did it myself.
What floor are they using? Oh, here they're using like not gravel, cement, or concrete, shall I say? Plaster floor. Let's try going for a plaster. And then I think we also have the floor, instead of stretching into nothingness, we'll have it cut off here. So let's go like 50. Then we can go copy, paste, and then just take the normal map in here. So I'm planning to move to Sea Point, which is like the ocean side of Cape Town. Once I've had that set up going, then maybe I can try doing like a product on 3D rendering, then all these requests that I get on tutorials and stuff, I can just like jam them all into that one package, which will be cool. And I feel like marketing in 3D is not talked about enough, like nowhere near enough, and that's like 75% of what's going to get you work. So it'd be cool to talk about that stuff too. This is the idea. Scene does look a bit off because so this texturing needs to be adjusted. I feel like the floor could use slightly higher resolution texture, maybe 4K. Then we need some dirt marks here, some light scratches. We can add in some light scratches now, but I'll go in like 10 minutes. So I'll just do this quickly. And then we also need stuff in the background, just to give it more, just to fill up more of the space, make it feel more real. So here we can add some scratches like so. Just turn on the power like that. Maybe we can go right. Is there still what did you make earlier? Spaghetti or rice? Is there still rice? And yeah. See, that subtle detail just makes it feel a bit more legit. Then the watch itself, I still haven't really worked on the texturing on the watch, but this we can change to okay, that is object space. I feel like this is world space. Let's go object space here. And then object space here as well. Then here you can see it's facing that way, and here it's facing this way. And here it's not exactly going the right way. So I think we can go world space on both, and then just rotate it 90 degrees here. Like that. Like that. So this is our brushed metal, and this is our, we can just call this metal. So here we'll rotate it 90 degrees. And rotate it 90 degrees. But if you take a close look, I don't know if you can see on stream, I think I fixed it. Yeah. So this is meant to be like a more of a brushed looking metal. If I go through my references here, you'll see this is the actual watch here. It's very subtle, but this is like more of a brush metal, and this is more smooth, so that's what I need to do. And here you can actually see like a fingerprint mark over there, like there's like lines here. That's a fingerprint, so I need to add stuff like that in. Need to add some light scratches, very, very light scratches around here, and a bit of dirt on top. It's like speckles of dirt. Where you can see there's like bumps from the actual metal, so I need to add in like a aluminium normal map to get these bumps in. Here there's some like little oilish marks here I can add on the brush side of the metal. Then in the end, go render it out, try and add in slight chromatic aberration where it should be, and add in a bit of grain and stuff like that, and then just fill up the scene, make the scene feel more realistic and photorealistic and stuff like that, and in the end you'll end up with something that looks good. But I think I'll drop this down to 8. And let's go 5.6. But here, big issues, texturing, even this face, it just feels flat, like it doesn't feel like there's any depth to the watch, which could be, I think this thing doesn't really have much reflection, or maybe it does. But there's something about this face that needs to be changed as well. But yeah, there's a few things I need to do. Then you could also play with the angles of the reflections, like here, instantly this looks 100% better than what it was before, which was that. So even that can just make a huge difference. And I can just add some scene fillers and stuff like that in the background. But here now you can feel like there's depth on the actual watch face, whereas here kind of feels flat because there's no shadows. This whole section here just feels like it's almost like a picture just pasted on a 3D object because there's no shadows, no depth. Here you can start to see the shadows a bit more. Notice the depth, and then if you turn it even more, it goes even more extreme, but here it starts to get dark and the reflections aren't that great, so I'll probably find a middle ground somewhere. Somewhere like, yeah, it depends. Then in the end you can do color correction, color grading, stuff like that. This thing keeps on resetting the wrong way. I'm losing it. But yeah, I'm gonna go watch a movie with this chick. And then going out. Yeah. Cool, so this will be our thumbnail action. But I also need to think if this is the final image, I need a slightly better composition. So, something just slightly adjusted to... I'm a fan of widescreen these days. But this isn't really widescreen, this is 16:9. So instead of moving the camera closer, I think I'm gonna change the focal length to like 85. I don't want that distortion of moving the camera closer, so maybe I'll go like 90 even, and then just slightly. Okay, let's do something like that. Then I just need to bring this background in. Just trying to balance out the image here, so kind of like that. This is a good thumbnail shot, I think. I do want it a bit further back with less distortion, so I can move it back and then go 100 to zoom it in again, like so, and then just add in a slight touch for the thumbnail at the back here. We can do copy, done. People still ask for my project files, so if you want, you can go on patreon.com/ArthurWhiteshead, and then my project files will be on there. I'm surprised people still have no idea that thing exists, but I'll be there as well. I also do coaching now, which I decided to start doing recently. So there's an option for that, like 3D coaching and on marketing, 3D industry, and stuff like that. Depends on what you want to do. And I was not paying attention to scale, so I need to just adjust this slightly. Let's move that down, and then let's scale it. And there's just like a little stub at the end, so it doesn't feel like the table's completely flat, or whatever this thing is sitting on is. Just bevel it like that. And here we go. Cool beans, thumbnail action. I think it's kind of distracting though. Maybe here I'll go. This is kind of distracting. Kind of takes away from the image almost. If I angle the camera differently, maybe it'll help. So either like this, I think this looks good, or you have the horizon line go on top. This is where photography comes in. Go on top like that. So it's like not cutting through the watch there and feels off. So I think this is better. But this I kind of want a bit more balanced, like so. You can also check these guys' Instagram out, McGregor Watch, if you want. They didn't ask me to do this, but decided I'll help them out as well, give them some little marketing, little exposure, expose. Cool, final questions before I go. Which GPU do I have? I have a whole video on my PC setup. I have a 1080 Ti. I was meant to get an RTX card, an RTX 2080. Then I started doing photography, and I realized that I didn't need to beef up my PC that much. If I was doing as much 3D as I was a few months ago, then I would have gotten it, just because I had to do so much rendering that I would start losing money if I can't render in time. But these days, it's a lot more chilled on the rendering side. I can always I have cloud rendering as well. I've had some offers from people to sponsor me to do. They'll sponsor me and then they'll give me free money to do cloud rendering. So it's not a huge issue. But if I do start doing 3D full force again at one point, then I'll probably end up getting an extra graphics card or two. But right now I just don't need one. I've been doing a lot more photography gear, buying photography gear. Did you choose an HDRI already? Or was that the Sky Object? HDRI I chose is this one. It's from... I made a video on HDRIs on my channel, which will give you all the information, but this one is from Maximraz. It's actually a free HDRI. It's one of the first HDRIs I ever got, and I've been using it for most of my projects ever since. I think it's in this one, this free one here. But in my opinion, it's the best HDRI he has. Well, it's my favorite at least, let me say that. And it's the free one. So now we go render out thumbnail action 3. I think the client's really going to be happy about how this looks. I don't expect this to look good on stream, because usually my stream, when I do streaming, I do things differently than the way I normally would on client work, and therefore it starts to look worse than it should. But this one is actually not bad. This section here feels kind of flat. I don't know if that's modeling or texturing, but I'll need to fix that. The section here doesn't feel legit. But this whole part here, I think is good. As well as the environment. I'll probably add like a clock or something in the back. It depends on if we change the environment or not. He says yes with the environment. If he says yes with the environment, I'll add a clock there. And just add some stuff here as well. Not too distracting from the product, but just to fill us in the scene so it doesn't feel like blank space. And yeah, this section I think is the only part that needs fixing. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. I think these watch hands need a bit of adjusting as well. It's kind of distracting. Maybe this thing shouldn't go over the circle. I'll maybe move it to there, as well as here, there, and then here in the middle there. I think that's slightly better. Let's do that now. Let's just test it, see if it looks better. So this is our main hand. So this will just move it out the way like that. Let's also make sure that I'm adjusting on the right axis here. Cool. And then this, I want to move slightly that way. And this can point towards the 30. Not perfectly centered, but just slightly off. So it feels a little bit more legit. Like that. Let's see if this looks better. 3D rendering is amazing these days. You can instantly see a result, and then the rest is just like cleaning up. I actually like this better, I'm not going to lie, than this, so I'm going to go and stop this render here. I thought it would look cleaner, but I like this better, so I'm just going to go undo that. Cool, but I think that's it. I shall check you China some other time. You're welcome, my dude. I might do another stream after I've moved. It depends. We'll have to see. Right. Thanks, guys, once again. Check out my Patreon. I'll see you guys later. Cheers, Chiners.